Alright, welcome everyone. So this is going to be another time-lapse video from the Twitch stream earlier today. I am working on some YouTube tutorials as well, but they're taking a little bit of time. So in the meantime, I thought I'd give you guys something to check out here. So this is continuing with the Dungeons & Dragons group shot here that was drawn by Max Dunbar. And I have a little backstory this time, so on these characters. So this is a Druid, apparently, and it is controlling a lot of bugs right now, and they're kind of gross. But same as last time, I'm using a color dodge layer for most of the highlights, and this one was already pretty dark, so I don't think I did much in the way of shadows here. But just trying to make sure that the textures are varied enough here with the wood and the cloth and all of that. And on this week's stream, I actually did two of the characters because they were kind of short, small guys. So you'll notice even the cloth for each just has a little bit of a different texture. This one's kind of rough and stitched up and patched, and so there's not really too much in the way of hard highlights. But then when we go to the Necromancer, the guy to the right in a second, you'll see that it's almost like a satin type robe. I decided to make him a little bit fancy looking, so. But so yeah, this thing has these little translucent glowing little orbs all over the place, so I colored those that way. Just tried to get a nice gradient from that bright yellow into like a deep orange to make it look like it's a little bit translucent. I don't know if I pulled it off or not, but and then went in and added some highlights to each one of them to make them look shiny. And most of this is happening on the same couple layers, so it's just shadows and lights are all separate. Now here I'm just kind of putting in some modeled skin, you know, some putting a little bit of red in the areas like the nose and the eyes and around the knuckles and things where the skin gets really thin. And then, so it's not really a light or a shadow, it's just a different color on the skin. And then I'll go in here over the top with the actual light source. And, you know, trying to keep it just sort of as disgusting as possible was sort of the goal here. And because I wanted it to be a little slimy looking skin, so it's very, some very sharp highlights on the face there to try to make it look a little bit greasy or something here. And but yeah, I had a lot of fun. And if you're not subscribed or followed or whatever the term is on Twitch, be sure to do so. I'll be streaming there from here on out. And coloring some of these grubs or these bugs, whatever they are, adding some shadows and highlights. Kept them pretty simple. But the first one took about an hour, and then we moved on to the second guy here. This is the Necromancer, and he's got a frog. And I've also found out from Max's Instagram that he is in control of the flesh golem behind him. So I missed out on Max's descriptions on some of these, but someone in the chat today pointed that out. So I have backstories now to refer to. So you can see I'm adding those sharper highlights here to make it just a little bit more reflective. So even on cloth, you know, you can change the reflection and kind of change the feel of the texture of the cloth. And but yeah, and I'm also trying to mix the colors up. I want to keep the color schemes all unique if possible. You know, there's a lot of characters here, so I really wanted to try to keep it as each one is different and unique, and not try to duplicate any of it after the fact. I ended up working on this a little bit after the stream and kind of made that skull at the top a little bit more yellow because I think it's actually a shrunken head. Nice. And started on his face. I really just do I think I do 1-2 passes on the highlights here. I did one trying to find the right color, And I ended up doing some color balance on him afterward, just kind of tweaking it, making it a little bit more red, because to me, like, his skin was a little too close to the rest of his costume, and so I decided to kind of redden that up a little bit to make sure that he separated from that. We have this spell book. Still tweaking the skin. I'm not happy with it. It's getting there. And I think I actually on the stream forgot to color his beard as well, so I corrected that also. And I noticed on the character there, that little blue rim light on the left is really just there to separate it from the person behind it. It was a little too similar in value. Throwing some ambient light around in the shadows. And almost wrapping this one up. So I will be back Wednesday on Twitch at 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern. I found out that's 4 p.m. GMT. Do some glowing eyes, and the eyes glowing wasn't working right because the eyes weren't bright enough, so I just brightened them up. Usually when you're doing glows like that, like lightsabers and things like that, just make the object itself almost white or really close to white, and then the glow around it should actually be colored. If you go back and look at the Star Wars movies, you'll see that's actually what happens even when the lightsabers are on the screen, is they'll look they'll actually be white with a red glow. So yeah, trivia for you. And then wrapped it up with coloring some earthworms. I'm not sure why he has earthworms. I guess because he's a necromancer. Maybe the earthworms are pets. I don't know. Anyway, this group has been a lot of fun, and I'll be mixing it up over the next couple of weeks. We'll probably take a break from this next week, and we'll see where it goes. But thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.